Hey everybody, Jason Height here, and today I am going to start a new project, an idea I have for a musical type instrument that's been kind of on my mind for a while, and I'm debating whether or not I want to sculpt it in ZBrush or I want to sculpt it traditionally. So I thought I would give ZBrush a try real quick, because I know I can do it pretty quickly and I have a printer to print it out. It's going to be pretty tall. It's like a long kind of tube thing, very Giger inspired. But I want to start it from the beginning. I want to do a sphere here. I'm sorry, I'm just going to start it with a cylinder. And we'll just start here. So usually when I bring primitives in from ZBrush, you can see the line fill here. Let me shut off my phone so I don't get disturbed. I like to use initialize. And the great thing about initialize is you can add an inner radius if you want, which is pretty cool. You can divide it a little more. So I like to get this pretty smooth looking. It looks good to me. And let's see, y size, yep, V divide. Yeah, I usually bump those all the way up because, I don't know. But sometimes, actually, I don't know if that matters that much. Let's see. Yeah, I like it the full. So, okay. That's good enough. I just want it nice and smooth. So that looks pretty good. I'm going to make Polymesh 3D. And now we've got a good primitive to start with. Let's take that off. So it looks pretty good. Let's take polyframe off. And now I'm going to hit W and go to my little widget here. And this is going to be a tube. So actually let's put the floor on. I'm going to zoom out a bit. And I want this to be pretty tall tube. That looks pretty good. Maybe a little taller. And I am going to taper it a little. Maybe we should have tapered it. That's a good, I mean, it's very simple to do that. All I'm doing is just pulling this out. Let's look at the poly frame. So that looks pretty good. Let's frame this up and see. Let's have a look at the poly. Yep, see, it's just these lines, so that worked fine. And I'm going to taper it later using, excuse me, using deformation. Dang it, I forgot my water. So yeah, very simple start. I'm going to go just a little bit bigger. Can always trim it later. That looks pretty good. Maybe a little too big. I can always shave it off later. All right. So now I think I'm going to duplicate it, and that's just this. I'll keep this sort of as my this first one is sort of just starting point. I always like to duplicate models after I get to a certain point in the beginning, so I kind of have an easy starting point if I want to do variations. That's the great thing about ZBrush is you can do variations. And I do have a design here off camera. I'm kind of looking at. Maybe I'll show you guys real quick. I've got really bad allergies, so I have allergy-induced asthma, basically. So I'm on medication and crap, but I have a bad cough because it gets in my lungs. But anyway, here is the design, and maybe I'll put this on the screen later. It's actually a bunch of tubes I want to do. I want to do like a series of 1, 2, 3, 4, like at least 5. So I have 10 different sizes, and I'm going to do different sizes. And I want to make an acoustic type drum instrument. So I'm thinking about sculpting it also, you know, just regular traditional with like maybe a water-based clay, like wet clay or something. But I thought I'd give ZBrush a quick try. Okay, so now that we're at this point, I'm going to hit, I have Z remesher here, and I'm going to just target poly count. We're going to keep it low, and let's see what happens. Yeah, so now we've got a nice even structure. Let's see that top. Ooh, that's a little trashy on the top. What happened there? Jesus. Let's try that again. We'll try for 20. That looks even worse. All right, screw that. Let's try for 6. So it's having trouble getting the top here, and this is important. I want this to look good on top. So let's just experiment with this. That's a little better. At least it's all together. I want a good poly division on top. Let's try all. Let's see what happens if I go all the way 100. Ooh, that looks terrible. Go back to this. Let's try 13. And then let's try 34 again. Strange that it has a hole in it. Let's close holes. Doesn't seem like there's a hole now. Sure looks like there's one, or some really nasty. Here, let's do this. All right, well, let's take this off. Now that we've got a pretty good starting point. I don't understand. Got some weird divots in here. Okay. All right, now that we Z-remeshed it, let's go over here to geometry, and we'll divide it a couple times. And it should be nice and smooth now. I'm going to keep the subdivisions, and now we're going to try to do some bending. So I want this to be kind of curved, and I'm going to start by going to S-bend here, and let's just play with some values. Let's try 10, and I don't even know. Nope, that ain't going to work. Let's try 1. Yeah, That's not too bad. I kind of want it to be S-shaped. So, because I want the other side to, okay, let's see if I can, I'm just going to mess around with S-bend for a minute here. What if we do Y? What's that going to do? Did that even do anything? I don't know. All right, let's try again. Let's go 10. I don't think that's doing anything. Maybe slightly here's something on the bottom. Okay, S-bend Y isn't working. Let's try X. 10. Way too much. Let's try 2. That's pretty good. I'm liking that bend. But I want it to bend the other way. So I'm following this. I want this to be the front, so let's go negative. Negative 2. There. That's pretty good. Okay. I'm going to go back here, and here's what I'm going to do again. I'm going to duplicate this. Turn that one off. Okay, so I want to go back and bend it. Now I'm going to do the bend. S-bend 2. Oops, no, I want to do negative 2. Negative 2. Perfect. Okay, so this is kind of what I want for the bottom here, but I want the top to go back a little bit. So I am going to try masking it a little bit here. See if this does anything. I'd say from about here. But I want, let's go X on this. I want a little more, oops, a little more fuzziness here. Nope. Nope. Sometimes, there we go. Oops. Yeah, let's try that, I guess. Oops. Nope. Nope. Let's make the draw size a little smaller. Oh, I don't like that. Oops. So what I'm doing here is holding control and tapping to lighten this up. Oh, I think that's about as light as I'm going to get it, so that the line isn't so harsh. Still doesn't look great, but let's mess around with it. Okay, now I'm going to S-bend it positive 2 and see what happens. Ooh, yeah, that's not working. All right, I have another idea. A good old move tool. Make it nice and big. Yeah. let's take no. Let's see how big we can make this. Yep, we've got an X on that. It's not quite working the way I want it to. Let's go all the way back. To there. Go straight. And I think what I want to do before I do this is go back a little here. And now, now we'll try to negative bend it. -2. It still pushes that way forward. Okay. Then let's okay. -1. Nope. -2. There's probably an easier way to do this that I just don't know. You know, I'm going to still try to do this. Maybe what I want to do is just move bend it. Give me some dynamic shapes like that. But I want this bottom to come up. This isn't bad. Still has a nice, getting closer, but not quite. What I really want is, I want that to flip upward. Let's try S-bending it now. Whoa, look at that. Okay. -2. Yeah, that's too much. -1. We're getting there. Still not super happy with it. And I want the top bigger. Let's just see how we can manipulate it. Let's inflate it a little bit. What iron brushes? Inflate. There it is. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Not what I'm looking for, but let's take the intensity way down. Nope, too big on the And the bend is a little too extreme, but we're getting there. Let's go back to move. Let's make it bigger. Okay, now let's make it smaller. See if we can move this. Oops. Up. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm liking this. I don't like the wrinkle there, but let's go down. Let's go down to subdivision 1 and see if we can smooth it out. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. We'll go to smooth stronger. Skip until next restart. Ooh, that was a little too much. Okay. I am getting happier with this now, with the shape that I'm looking for. Let's go back to inflate. And just pump this up a little bit so it's a little more even. And then we'll go back to smooth. I want a nice, even gradation, kind of all the way down. Let's look at this. Oops. And I want, I'm going to move this a little bit. Just tilt it ever so slightly. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I think that's a good, this is getting to be a good starting point for sculpting. Just needs to be a little smoother. And I want to bring this back piece, this top piece back just a little more. Move is so tricky sometimes to just get just right. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I want it to have like a natural kind of flow. What I might do here is just stretch it ever so slightly. Yeah. That's looking pretty close to what I've got off screen here, my sketch, my quick blue line sketch. So yep, I think that's good. Now we can start sculpting. So again, what I'm going to do, what I probably should do actually, is save it. I haven't saved it yet. All right, let's go. I have a tools here. I'm going to make a new folder. Call it the biopipes. Create biopipes folder. Pipe 1. Biopipe 1. So it's going to be a biomechanical pipe. Okay. So one important thing here is so we've got the different iterations where we started and where we went. I'm going to rename this to pipe base, and we're going to duplicate that because I'm probably going to use I'll probably use another version of this and make a different pipe. We'll see. Still a little tiny divot right there. Let's see if we can get that out. Oh, no, that's not what I want to do. There we go. Too much. No, there's just a tiny divot there. Let's see if I can inflate it just a little bit. There. Kind of got rid of it. All right. So the way I want this thing to work is it's just going to be a pipe with a hole on top here and a hole on top there. And it's going to be smooth like this because I want to make it acoustic. Well, not totally smooth, but I want to do something that I haven't seen before done in terms of you know, if you've seen like the Blue Man Group and they play those PVC pipes, I want to do something similar, but I want to make custom pipes that actually look like something. So I want them to look like, you know, they came out of a Giger painting. But you can play them. Okay, so let's take the subdivision back up to full. Have a look at it. Looks nice, and let's see if we can. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. We'll go to our standard brush. Yep, that looks pretty good. All right. And now let's do some sculpting. So I think one of the first things I want to do here is kind of, I have a few different designs of it, so I'm just going to start kind of making something. But I want them to have kind of like faces on top. So let's do a skull or skull type thing. Skull is always a really good kind of starting point. And the first one is basically a skeletal type thing. I'm going to make the back of this a little more bulbous. That looks pretty good. Sort of like a head. But I want the top to be a little on the flat side. So let's go to H polish. Or maybe even flat. Let's try that. Yeah, so I want it to be kind of like this. flatter. Too much. That's pretty good. So that's the kind of angle that I want. Frame it up. Yeah, that's a good angle. I'm thinking of a paddle that's going to strike this top piece. Okay. We'll save this. I like this. Just maybe I'll use this as the base for all of them, since I've got the angle that I like here. And let's duplicate it again. And start messing with it some more. So I'm just gonna, oops, I didn't want to do flat in there. I want standard brush. I'm just gonna start going. Let's go a little harder. And I just want to get general shapes in there. It's a little too hard. Sometimes it's hard to, when I start, just to get the strokes right, to get this to feel like it's working for me. And I'm gonna do, I like to do the option trick where I hit option and it does subtractive, and then I hit shift and then smooth it out. Oops. I really like doing that to kind of give me the general shapes. Again, I want this to look like a head on the top, like with a big snout of some kind. Let's get a little bigger here. And this is still relatively low poly. I will go in and make more. And I have no idea yet how acoustically this will sound with a lot of detail. So it's kind of an experiment, but that's the fun part, is coming up with this stuff. So I just want a general kind of skeletal shape here. See, I already have a sort of a generic skull, but I want to go more tubing here. One of my tricks here, and I've showed this before in my videos, but I really like, so I want to do like a big bump here, like he's got a tubing that goes into his nose. So I'm going to hold, shift, drag, get this lined up nicely. Maybe I'll go all the way. And I want it to come pretty far down. So I'm going to make the draw size a little bigger. Try that. And I'm going to click, hold, shift, and go all the way down to here. That's pretty good. And then if I want it bigger, I just hit the 1 before I do anything else. And that doubles the size. That's pretty good. Yeah, I like that. Really simple way to extend the shapes. So it didn't quite go to his nose, but I'm just going to do, oops, I'm going to do this. And that kind of brought it up a little bit. These are just kind of general shapes here. Turn on my light over here so I can see what I had going here. Yeah, that's not bad. I want to move this out just a little bit over here. It's looking a little flat here. I'm going to move this out. That's pretty good. No, 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 no. Let's see. Pull this out. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, let's go back to our standard brush and just start doing. You know, it's amazing. If I don't sculpt in ZBrush, at least, you know, it seems like I lose, like it takes me a while to warm up and kind of get back into, you know, ZBrushing. And it takes me a while to kind of feel like I'm getting the groove back, or and I'm still just playing with the shape here. Yeah, that seems a little more natural shape down here. No, that doesn't work. Okay, that's looking better. Back to this. Option again, and dig this out a little more, then back to just regular, and just pop out these features a little better. I don't think I like that. And I want to do kind of like I want to do like a line here. So let's mess with this a little bit. So I'm going to go over here to my stroke, click on lazy mouse, and I'm going to do lazy smooth all the way to 16. And that gives me a much better, I'm going to put on my my Wacom tablet glove so I can get a smoother line. Otherwise my hands drag across the keyboard. Okay. We'll make it a little more intense here. So I will just keep doing this until I get the line that I want. Nope, not quite. That's pretty good. Let's hit one. There's a weird bendy thing going on here I didn't notice before. I need to go back to inflate. And just inflate this out just a little bit. There, I think that's better. And that's good. I want to flatten that too a little bit. Let's go to flatten and just flatten this out. Oops, too much. That's not working for me. sometimes it's hard to get that right where you want it. That's not too bad. I'm going to resculpt this shape a little bit. Zoom in here. And, ooh, we've got some weirdness going on right there. Don't know what happened. Smooth this out a little bit here. And let's give this a nice little rim here. Ooh, a little bigger here. Yeah, I like that. It's pretty good. Got a nice opening up there. I'm going to pull this bottom down just a little bit, or out. Just so it's got a little more curve down. Let's see. That looks good. So it's just a little. Okay. That's looking pretty good. I do still pull this up just a tiny bit in front. Let's go to inflate. Try that. Okay. I think I want to put up just a tad. Smooth it out just a little bit here. Okay. That looks like a weird pipe of some kind. All right. Back to lazy smooth in my standard brush. Now that we kind of got that sussed out. It's not too bad, but it's still not quite right. Nope. 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 Damn. So close. There. That's what I want. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. We're a little thin in the back. Inflated. Just a hair. Yeah. It's looking pretty good. I don't like where this line is now. Let's inflate it first and put it in there. It's almost like a trunk. Okay. Back to standard. Go down here again. And we'll do this again. I'm going to stop there and blend it in. Yeah, I like that. Just need to inflate it a little bit. Right there, just a little bit of inflation. Blend this off. That's looking pretty good. Okay. Yeah, I'm digging this. It's got a nice smooth taper. Very cool. I'm finally getting happy with the shape. It's looking pretty close to what I've drawn. Except for this bottom part. I still want to fuck with this a little bit. I'm going to try moving this up just a little. See what happens. No. Not happy with that either. I just need to make it smaller. It's all these little tiny adjustments that no, totally fucked it up. I think we're just leaving. I think that's still good. So it angles down, and that'll be where it touches the floor. So I'm gonna overall, I think this is going to be around 45 inches tall. Printed out in 3 segments that are about 15 inches. my printer is able to do 15.7 inches in height, so I think I can do this. The only thing I might have to mess with is the head part here. Might be too big, but we'll see. But I am getting happy with this now. I think I still want the head just a little wider. All right. Okay, let's start going in with some more detail. And my favorite way to detail, oops, what did I do? I always grab that wrong. Whoa, okay, oopsie. Is to just kind of standard brush it, and we'll take it as far as I can with a standard brush at this resolution. So we kind of have a skull shape. Let's do some refinement. And make this more skull-like. I don't want to carve the eyes out too deep. because I want it to be acoustic sounding. So let's do another line here. We'll do a smaller one. And I'm going to do something like this. And go down to here. That's a nice detail. See how quick that is? I grab that, super fast. Let's do another one. Yep, that looks cool. And get closer on the head here. So that gave me some nice stuff here. And I want to pop this out just a little bit. Yeah, that's cool. And in the back here, I think I want a line as well. I have this idea of putting a piece of PVC tubing inside of here that will have smoke that will come out. So I need a PVC line. Let's make the go just a little bigger. So I want it to go straight down. That's not too bad. So the PVC pipe will kind of go right in here. I'm sorry, the tubing, and this will house a little smoke, a tubing that has smoke inside of it. So it'll shoot smoke in the back of it. Do I need it that deep? I think that's probably deep enough. So now let's do some negative sculpting. And we'll go here, straight down to 0, hit the 1. We got a nice carve in right there. That looks pretty good. Maybe a little too deep. And a little too big. Let's make it a little smaller. Try 9. Now it's more like a detail. I like that. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, boom. That's a little too deep. And a little too big. All right. Just smooth. Oops. Let's go regular smooth. Sometimes smooth strong is too strong. So regular smooth is a little better. That looks good. Okay. Still not totally happy with the eyes yet. Let's move some shit around. Nope. And let's bring I'm going to try something here. Oh, nope, let's go back to add. And we'll put just some rough eyes in there. That's kind of cool. Let's go a little more intense. Too much. I think that's pretty good. I can work with that. All right, let's frame it up and take a look at it. Oh, it's a good start. For a rough, quick tubing sculpt, it's not bad. And then from here, I'm going to go into more detail. But this is a really good start. You know, detail like that, but that's a little too small. But I'm going to basically work it down to some super fine detail stuff. It needs something in the back here. That's not bad. And this needs a little. No, that doesn't work. Let's try. We'll go right there. And let's bring it up a little closer. Okay. Let's go 12. That's better. Yeah, I like that. Kind of completes the shape, and then also I want to do a shape here as well. It's not too bad. I like that. And that's getting pretty close to what I had. I had some interesting shapes here too. That's intense size. Bring this up just a little bit. No, that's not good for. Let's put this. Yeah, that's pretty good. Subtract. There, I like that. Nope. And these are, again, just really quick throw on details, and then I will just get more and more intense with details as I move on. But the focal point will be the head area. So I'll need to make sure that I get, really tight details there. But you can see, I mean, it's really easy, to add detail. But I think we're running out of resolution here, so I need to bump up the resolution. But this is a really good start, and it only took me half hour to get to this point, and it's not bad. So I think I could do all these in ZBrush. So let's save it out. And I'm going to do one more thing before I make it bigger. And that's just bring in another small, just, oops. No. Let's go 15. Yeah, that's pretty good. And I keep wanting to move stuff around here. Okay, we'll stick with that. I do like that. All right. The only thing I have different in my design is the eyes are like this, which I might go back to. I'm not sure yet. Eyes are not like that. They're negatively sculpted. So I need to look at this again to see. Oh, no, too much. Which I do like. Which do I like better? That or that? Let's try this one more time. That's kind of cool. think we'll stick with that. Kind of in between. But you can definitely see a face in there. You're not sure what kind of face. Okay. Let's do a couple more divisions. Now this thing has got some super polys on it. Let's look at it with a different shader. If I can get it. Yeah, we're getting there. Okay. Now that I've got some more polys to work with, let's really start getting in the face and giving this thing some life. Biomechanical life. One of my favorite things to do is to use damn standard. I gotta find it in all this mess first. Right there. And what I like to do is do an additive. And now we're just going to start separating out. Let's go to my stroke on this. Bring my lazy smooth up. It's a little on the big side. Let's go to, yeah. That's pretty good. So I want to start to separate these areas out so that I have some nice definitive lines. It's important when you're doing ZBrush sculpture in general that your lines, that you have layers that look like they sit on one another. So I like to give it that look. Let's go here and do this. Doesn't quite match up. That's looking pretty good. And we'll do another layer down here. For like a dual thing. It's kind of cool. And yeah, that's good. So he's got a couple layers already. And now I'm going to get this one. This delineation here is important. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. You can see how this gives it kind of a scalloped feel. Very biomechanical. now I need to just kind of go down the line here. Boy, this thing is long. And having that lazy mouse really does help with the control of my stroke. Now, as I get further down here, I'm going to start tightening this up so that it's, see, it's kind of looser on top. Now we're going to get tighter and tighter and tighter until we get all the way to the bottom. Oops, that was a little too far. Not quite right. I hate when they do that. See, I've already brought it down pretty tight. Almost to the bottom. I was like, Jesus, how far is this going to go? All right, let's take a look at it. That looks pretty good. Got a nice, see how we've got a pretty good, we've got a good start here. It's tight, and then it gets loose, and then it gets loose, and then it gets really tight at the bottom. I like that. Kind of a natural delineation there. Okay, let's add some more detail. Another thing I like to do, go to sub here and add some depth here. We'll start at the top and give this a little bit of delineation here, especially in let's go to stroke again, and we'll turn on lazy mouse off. Oh, I'm like, what's going on? All right, okay. See, we can just do a couple of these, and that gives a little bit of, not quite liking this though. Actually, let's do positive here and see what happens. That's not too bad. Actually, I want to subtract this a little bit. Bring this in. I really want to make this so that it feels like it's a separate piece when it goes in there. Alright, let's do a little bit in here too. I want this to have as many layers as I can get in there so that it feels natural. Smooth this out just a little bit. Okay, and then, yeah, let's just stay focused on this area for now. Let's zoom way in here and really get some detail going. Kind of like that. And I like to make things look like they're going into things. So let's put a hole here and then put a little thing there. So like this goes through here and inside of there. Same with up here. Do a hole. And then this comes out with a hole. I don't know if I like that. Let's do a couple holes here. And a big hole here. And see how that looks. Too many holes, don't like them. I do like this though, so far. Okay, let's bring this out a little bit. Yeah, I'm digging that. Let's frame it out. Have a look. Let's stick with those two. Oops. And now let's do something with these eyes. Too big. Like this. Let's subtract. Maybe that's what I need to do. Yeah, that's not bad. All right, let's see how that looks. Yeah, I'm taking that. I want to do. Let's go. A little too. Come in. What's up, bud?
What are you gonna ZBrush it?
That's what I'm doing.
That's really useful, that dual thing where it mirrors it on the other side.
Symmetry. That's what they call that.
No. He did like 3 things and then he just said, this is yours. There's a ton of stuff.
All right, let's have a look. Add a little bit of variation to that. It's pretty good. No, I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to cut this out eventually. Let's bring these in. Oop, nope. Bring this out. I like that. Oops. I think we need to go with a little sub in here. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that makes it tighter. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Now, for some tertiary detail.
You know, you could probably just duplicate the model and then shorten it.
Yeah, I can make different
Just cut it off.
different sizes. Yep, I can do that.
Can you still play the wizard game?
Yes. Let me. Almost. What time is it? It's 8. Almost it's 9 o'clock. All right. You know, I think this is a good stopping point.
I'm gonna change. You can do a little bit.
That looks pretty good. Yeah, not bad. Well,
Slap a phone.
you think that's interesting?
Yeah. I feel like the bottom needs to be more like.
Yeah, I know. It's not quite what I have. I tried. It was really hard to get the freaking bottom to come out the way I wanted it. It's still not perfect, but you know, for me doing this, like, you know, I'm just trying to get it so it's a smooth transition. That's pretty good. It's still gonna work because this will be cut out right here.
You don't want to cut it out in ZBrush. That's kind of hard.
No, because I'm not gonna cut out in ZBrush. I should probably save soon and quit. Alright, let's do some more fun detail here. Let's make this just a little bigger. 15. No, let's do 12. Oh, that's way too big. 6. 6. 6. I'm going to have this broken up into 3 sections. So 1, 2, maybe 4. No. A little further down. That looks pretty good. Do a big one here. I'll probably do some details like that. Just 2. My son wants to play video game with me. I should probably go do that. So hard to stop. All right, let's do some subtractive. So, actually, let's do. No, that doesn't work. Yeah, you ready? Okay. All right, I'm coming. I'm just going to save it out. Okay, guys. Well, I got to go play a video game. So I'm going to sign off. I hope you guys like it. This is a good start. I still got some more stuff I want to do, but I think it's pretty good for a start. And I will finish this up with you guys later. Thanks so much for watching.